Hello and welcome. I'm Dreliosh, aka Dreliok, and in this video I will review and commentate some games versus hunters as Feral Holy Priest. In the top left of my screen you can see my setup with talent, PvP talents, legendary, etc. So in this game we are facing Hunter Holy Priest. So versus Hunter Holy Priest, our strategy is to kill the hunter in a stun lock with goes, which is another word for setups with CC and burst to try to land a kill. And we want to do this with a chastise into fear onto the priest, with my stun into burst into a re-stun on the hunter. And we want to chain stuns together in order to prevent him from feigning, to basically make the stun lock longer. So you maim into a bash, for example. And I play Circle of Life and Death and Resonator Trinket for higher burst inside of those stun locks. And we're gonna try to force trinkets or kill in the opener with my pre-CC on enemy healer, PI on me, and then Fury from Stealth into Rake Stun Berserk, Feral Frenzy, Swarm, then main stun off of the Rake Stun without gaps, one bite into another bash off of the main stun, so that we keep that long stun chain going with as much burst as possible in there. And we bite instead of ripping because he's only going to be stunned for like 1 or 2 seconds longer, and then a bite will do more damage. As for defense, we know that they will try to kill me with a stun into freezing trap into fear on my healer, and maybe a chastise on me. So I'm going to try to eat the trap by standing on my healer when he's stunned, or when the hunter is close and has trap available, even if he doesn't have stun. Also want to kite the hunter or hide behind pillars and trade defensives if needed when my healer is CC'd in the CC chain. I need to use skin if my healer is CC'd when I'm in low health or I'm in a bad position so I can't avoid the hunter, or during hunter damage cooldowns like Coordinate Assault or Bestial Wrath. Now let's get into the games. So game starts. Flesh crafting. And my flesh crafting actually became really small here. It's because I waited too long to flesh craft. I didn't start flesh crafting until after the gates opened, so my Ursine Vigor buff fell off, and that's why it's so small. I will show in the next clip how to do it properly. So we're just looking for the hunter here, and I like to stay around the edges of the map while they are in stealth and just wait them out, because they're only in stealth for 1 minute. And this way it's very rare that they catch me out with a flare, and we usually get the opener. So hunter comes out and we do a go. There you go, my priest chastises the enemy priest and gives me PI. I Fury from Stealth and Rake Stun Berserk, Feral Frenzy, Swarm, main, rip, and restun again, and he just dies. And of course this is also with my priest helping, of course, with Mind Games, Holy Fire, Death, and bursting as hard as he can. I think a lot of hunters don't expect to have to trinket the first go versus a feral, but with this stun lock and burst they have to, or they die, as they did here. And if we look back a little bit, you can also see that this is actually versus an orc who has the reduced stun duration and through Roar of Sacrifice at high health. Let's see it again. Yeah, see, already here at 87% health he Roar of Sacrifice versus an orc, and he still goes down like this. Now, the last bash is only 0.8 seconds, which might seem like a wasted global, but that is the extra time that makes the difference between them dying in the stun or otherwise just being able to feign and maybe exil, use their self-heal and to be completely fine. Here we have another game with the same matchup. So here I actually start doing the fleshing at the right time. I want to go into bear and start fleshing while I still have my Ursine Vigor buff up, but have the fleshcraft finish after the gates open. I try to go into bear 4 seconds before the game starts and then start fleshing within 3 seconds of the game starting while I still have my Ursine buff. So here we're just trying to wait out the hunter again.
Drinking.
I'm going to the edge of the map. Here I'm actually a bit too far. A bit ballsy. And then the hunter comes out. I'm waiting for my priest to get into position so we can do a good go, and he gets to do damage while the hunter is stunned as well. And there we go, he chastises. I fear from stealth. Break stun. Preference to Berserk. The Berserk should be right at the same time as a Berserk for max uptime during the stun, but I did it a little bit late. But here I fair from the Berserk. Swarm. Main restun. I bite. And here he actually already trinkets. And we get Guardian as well. Now I bash off here, which is kind of a waste because we already got CDs. We're not going to get anything regardless. So here he stuns my priest, so I know he's probably going to go for a trap off of it. So I try to go in to roar him to try to stop the trap. However, that roar is kind of pointless because he has dots. Honestly, it will just break instantly. But I walk on top of my priest and I get the trap instead. Here you can see he pops his Coordinate Assault. This is a very scary cooldown, so I should press skin here or press some defensive. I get kicked, however. Regen, get Guardian. I think during this time we were also talking because we realized that we got both of their trinkets in the opener, Trinket Guardian, which means in the very next setup we could actually kill him. Even without Feral Frenzy, we could just stun and like double bomb. But in this situation, when we know that our next setup will be clean and we can kill them, and we have this long window, it would probably have been even better to just wait for Feral Frenzy to get it completely secure, because they have no buttons to get out of it next time. Just kidding around here a bit. And here I'm running around a bit because I'm asking if my priest is ready to do a go, so I'm running to roar the because I see that my priest probably doesn't have chastise, so I'm getting ready to roar the priest for him to get a fear. So I roar him here. Hunter actually jumps away a bit. We stun, bomb, swarm, get my dots up, and here I meld restun, and bomb takes him out. He dies. Here's another clip, same matchup, but it's a slightly longer game. And something that's worth noting here is that I'm accidentally the wrong legendary. So for this matchup and this strategy, so I'm actually Draught instead of Circle. Which means that I won't have the same burst inside of the stun locks, but I'll have more consistent damage. And so I'm just at the edge here, trying to avoid the flare and waiting at the hunter. Trying to speed up here. And here the hunter comes out. And we do our standard opener go. He chastises the enemy priest and he's going to fear after. And is also going to PI me. I fear from stealth, rage stun, berserk, feral frenzy, swarm, re-stun, bite, bash. With my priest bursting as well, and we get will from the priest. Now, however, the hunter didn't get nearly as low, and this is the difference it makes with Draught or having Draught instead of Circle. So now that's our go. We got at least the will from it, so now we have to be ready for their go. And there we go, they stun, they chastise my priest into a freezing trap. and they also pop very big, so I'm right away trying to run away, trying to kite the hunter. However, now they've popped big cooldowns already. This is coordinated assault from the hunter, which gives him and his pet 20% increased damage, and PI from the priest. So I'm trying to avoid. Then, however, I got back in here and stop avoiding him for some reason. I think this is because that in between our setups, my job is still to keep up bleed as best I can and keep a consistent pressure as much as I can, and then get ready for our next go. But here, since my priest was still CC'd, I should have focused on avoiding him for now. And the priest also pops, the enemy priest also pops Boon of the Ascendant, so this is very dangerous, and this would warrant using my wall, which is another word for survival instinct, which you can see here, and I absolutely should have used skin. My priest guardians me, however, when he comes out. I keep trying to avoid the damage, but as you can see, we're still taking so much damage. And as you can see, I still had to wall in the end anyway, still haven't per skin, which is a massive misplay. But because I didn't wall early, instead, as soon as I saw the cooldowns and played better defensively, I still get very low, and they get my well-honed instinct proc, or regen proc, which I like to call it, which you can see here, tracked with a weak aura. If it's red, it's been procced. If it's and that's the cooldown. If it's green, then it's available. But here we try to reverse the pressure. My priest goes in and fears the enemy priest, so I try to I actually roared here to try to peel some pressure, but I fury to instantly go on cat form and stun. And the hunter actually trinkets right away because I'm still so low, and my priest is also forced to trinket because, again, I was already so low. So definitely could have played better defensively here, but as you can see, we do a lot better offensively towards the end of this clip. So here we're still under big pressure, my priest get kicked. I do clone him here to try to get some pressure off me, try to regrowth. However, the priest master spells it to stay aggressive, so I should have prioritized actually kicking the priest and letting my priest heal me instead of regrowthing. But as you can see, my priest has Chastise ready, and we have Fear very soon. So we're trying to get ready for our go to get some counter pressure. And I also thorned myself here. Here, however, my priest gets trapped again. However, I cloned the hunter on the trap, so that should help a lot. However, my priest also deathed the trap, which is very, very good. But now, my priest has Chastise Fear available. They are off diminishing returns. We have stun available, so we're gonna do our go here. So he chastises into Fear, and I stun. And here we use double bomb, Feral Frenzy, and Swarm. And I also re-stun here to make sure the bomb lands. The priest trinket guardians, but we still proc the guardian and the hunter turtles because it didn't have a trinket, so we had no way to really reduce the damage, which is very, very good for us. It's done. So now, again, what we want to do here is to prioritize now keeping dots up as much as I can on the hunter and get ready for the next go, and also get ready for their next trap whenever they do a trap. However, 8 seconds left until they can, and play defensively well. I get kicked here, so I can flesh, and I flesh on their Fear, actually, which is very good for us. And here I expect that they're gonna follow up with more CC. They have trap coming up, he has a stun. So I already run away from the hunter as he's going for a trap, and I managed to pre-run their trap here. I'm just avoiding the hunter because I don't have to worry about the priest stunning me because they did it very recently, so I'm just avoiding the hunter here for the entire CC chain. And now we have survived that trap, so we can focus on getting bleeds up and getting ready for our go again. So I'm getting bleeds up, getting combos. Still getting very low though, because it's a hunter. He actually get MC'd here, so I have to stop that. I skin and regen with Guardian on me. This is a very good synergy, of course. When a Holy Priest put Guardian on you, it's very good to try to use regen or something, as it's buffed by like 100% or something. But we have Fear available, and they're off DRs. He doesn't really have Chastise yet, but we can secure this instead by me, for example, roaring the Priest into a Fear. Oh yeah, I was actually waiting here for Feral Frenzy to come off CD, because we have a very clear win condition here. There are no trinkets, and they have no Guardian, because we just procced it. So that's also another thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just pressure the hunter, because a priest who doesn't have Guardian for 3 minutes is going to have a very hard time healing the pressure. But we also have the win condition of them not having trinkets and us having burst. So I was just waiting for Feral Frenzy to come off DR so we can really secure that win, and now we're going to go to try. So yeah, I'm moving up here to try to roar the priest, so that my priest can get a Fear off. And then I Fury to jump to immediately go into Cat Form off global and stun the hunter. Feral Frenzy, Swarm, Bite. I also restun here, Rip, and we just pump him and he dies. Now unfortunately here I didn't get the ending, so you can see the rating, but this was also around 2k MMR. Here for the last video of this clip we have Beast Mastery Holy Priest, but we're gonna use the same strategy anyways. And in this clip we get a kill without my Feral Frenzy or Berserk, but instead by just having good pressure and getting them low before our stun go. So I go into Bear very late here to start fleshing, and you can see that the gates pretty much opened as I started fleshing. So my Earthsign Vigor buff fell off again, which means I have a smaller shield. So I could definitely improve that, although it's very much min-maxing too, because like usually the opener doesn't matter that much, but it's still something that's good to have. So here again we're just trying to wait out and find the hunter, and I like to hug the edges again, because it's very rare that they find me with flare, and that way we usually get our opener. Let's fast forward here, hunter comes out, and we will do our regular opener. I'm just waiting for a priest to get into position. There we go, I Fear from stealth and Rake Stun, and he chastises, he's gonna Fear off and PI me and burst with me, and I Feral Frenzy, Berserk, Swarm, main, bite, and then restun again. And the hunter used Roar Sacrifice, but we still get the hunter's trinket here, so this is a very good opener for us. Now I want to try to immediately reapply my dots to keep the pressure up, but get ready for their go, because they still have their CC, so they're probably gonna do a trap now, try to kill me. So there you can see I rooted him. This is a very good thing to do if you're not low health, but you still have a Predatory Swiftness proc. It can be very good to just root the hunter to faster reconnect to them and get more pressure. Even if you're low health, a lot of times you'll still get way more value because of dampening and Moral Strike. You'll get way more value out of the proc by rooting them and instantly getting more pressure rather than getting a tiny heal. But here you can see my priest get feared, and I anticipate the trap, so I'm trying to jump on top of him with my wild charge, and trying to stand on top of him to make it difficult to trap. So here while I'm standing on top of my priest, I try to also clone the hunter to give my priest an opportunity to get distance, to delay the trap even further. And while all of this is going on, our fear, or my priest fear, is coming back off of CD, so this is just delaying so that hopefully maybe we can get our second go before they even get their first trap. And here the priest pops Boon the Ascended, so we're just thinking that, okay, let's just run from that, it's too much damage. And here the hunter maybe could have trapped, but since I'm already LOSing, I don't think maybe it's not worth for them. And my priest has fear ready, so he actually fears, and we do another go. Now, I see here that Feral Frenzy was just about to come off CD, and if we would have waited for that, we would have had more pressure in the stun lock and maybe forced more. But then again, it was kind of a good opportunity, so I think it was good that my priest just took advantage of the opportunity to get that fear, and we still have resonators to force something in this go. So we resonator here, swarm, I try to restun, however I'm too late on the restun, so he gets the feign off, so that was pretty bad by me in this game, not having very good restuns. So we don't get much here, but now after our go I immediately try to make sure to get their bleeds back up so that we continue the pressure, and then get ready to run, because now they're doing their go. So he traps, I immediately go bear from, and I try to cut away. So now as soon as the CC is over, I go back in, and I'm somewhat stable, I go back in the cat form, try to reapply dots, maintain pressure, and get ready for our next go. Because as you can see, fear is coming back off of CD, and my priest has chastise as well, so we soon have another go. Right now I'm just trying to get combo points up. And there we go, he chastises, gonna fear, I stun, Feral Frenzy, swarm. I should try to restun here, but I restun way too early, so this game I could have done a lot better restuns. But we still get trinket from the priest now as well. I immediately try to get bleeds up, however I get very low, so I have to go defensive. So I start casting a clone to get kicked so I can fleshcraft. Very good, because it lines up with the trap, so I'm safe during the trap. And the hunter is running up now for some reason, which allows me to just easily LOS and don't need to trade anything more. My regen coming back soon. I did regen here for only 1.5 seconds, and I swapped into cat, which is really bad. Generally, if I use regen, I should try to stay into bear until I'm full health or until it's finished, so I can do that better. Here I try to get dots up because like we have our go very soon with that, but I still want bleeds up to make it as deadly as possible. However, they get a stun here, they don't have trap ready though. And here I get so low, and we actually have very good pressure. We've gotten priesting, we've gotten hunter trinket, although he has this stun coming back, but it's not worth risking it, so I wall and we guardian here because we get so low, we got so hard pressure here. And now we go again, and at this time the hunter is very low, so I just stun and swarm and let my dots tick and slash basically. And then my priest has a lot of damage here. He has mind games and death, and that's actually what allows us to kill him. You can see the hunter here actually trinketed the last second. He was probably not expecting him to trinket because there was no Feral Frenzy, no Resonator, but as we already got him so low and my priest had mind games, he had to trinket or he would have died, or he died. So these are some examples of how we deal with Hunter Holy Priest. Now it's worth noting that obviously this is still a very difficult matchup and we do lose plenty versus this, but this is just the best strategy that we found to deal with them. And hopefully these strategies could maybe be of some use to you as well. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and also comment below what you thought of the video. I'm very curious to hear what you think of this format, and likes and comments help me out a lot. And if you're interested in seeing more videos like this, you can subscribe to the channel to get notified whenever I release a new video, as I plan to keep making more feral PvP videos like this in the form of commentaries, but also highlight reels. Thanks again and have a great day.